Now let's look at question 6, and this question at first can appear quite daunting. Right, it says a procedure square will take an integer value in the range 1 to 9 as a parameter and output a number square. The boundary of a number square is made up of the character representing the parameter value, and the inside is made up of the asterisks. So for example, if the parameter is 1, well then we just get a single 1. Okay, if it's 2, well I guess we just get the border. If it's 3, well we get the border and then one asterisk in the middle, and of course so on. So effectively the border is the number, alright, then any kind of internal positions are going to be the asterisks. Right, and it says the pseudocode output command starts each output on a new line. So if we have output, right, hello ginger cat, of course that's going to be output on a different line. And the reason they tell you this is because, for example, you can output 1, 9 individually, right? Basically you have to kind of create some line variable. You want to assign everything to that line and then output the entire line in one go. So I mean, if we actually try and spot the pattern here, because I mean honestly I think the way they do it in the mark scheme, maybe it's a little confusing, but the way I noticed is that, for example, if you look at this 9 here, well you see there's kind of two conditions for the let's say the rows, right, where we output a number. And the condition for the row is that, well, either if row equals 1, right, so if it's the first row, then we output the number, or here, if it's the last row, okay, we also output the number. And same for the column, right, if the column is column 1, right, we output a number. Likewise, if the column equals, column 9, right, then we also output the number. And you can see here, right, this pattern, it also works for all the other values, right, so that's going to be how we actually do this. So let's go procedure, right, this is called square. Right, this takes a parameter, let's call it, I guess size, right, this can just be an integer. Right, we'll just go end procedure. And I guess what we can do, let's declare some line variable. And then here, I mean, basically we've got rows and columns, alright, so that means we need a kind of, let's say like a nested loop, right? So let's go for, and first we want to loop through the rows. So here we're going to start from 1 and then we will go to size. And then each row we loop through, we want to kind of reassign the line to just be an empty string. And then what we're going to do for, we're just going to loop through the columns. Again, this will be 1 and also 2 size, right, because it is square. And then, well, here we just want an if statement. So I think the conditions for if it's a number is going to be, right, I mean, so let's say, right, if column equals 1, right, or if column equals size. So yeah, these are going to be the sort of, hang on. That's obviously going to be, like these 9s here, right, along the vertical, and also, these 9s on the right, okay, along the vertical. And then, well, the next one we just want, row equals 1. So let's also go, right, or row equals 1, or row equals size. Right, so in this condition, what we want, we just want to concatenate to line. So here it's going to be line, and then I guess we can go, let's go num to string. Because basically, well, we just want to concatenate this size, right, but since this is an integer, well, we need to convert it to a number. Right, then I guess we can just have an else. So, well, the other situation, we just want to concatenate the asterisks. So again, this will be line, right, then just, well, concatenate, and the asterisks. And I mean, I think that should be all we need. So let's just go, right, next column, let's go next row. And then, right, so let's say after we loop through the column, right, because, this is where we've looped through all the column, right, so here we've got the entire row. Then we just want to go output line. Alright, and I mean, let's just test this to see if it works. So let's go call square, and let's just try 9. And I mean, this seems to work. And if we count this, I guess here we've got 3, right, then we've got another 3, and another 3. Alright, so again, guys, I mean, this is working. And if you really want to test this, for example, you could just loop, right, let's check all of them. So let's go n is 1 to 9. Then let's just go call, and we'll call square. Right, so here is going to be, well, parameter n, and let's also just output like maybe a couple of lines between them. Right, let's just go next, next n. Right, so this should just have one line gap, you know, just so we can easily differentiate. And yeah, so we see 1, 2, 3. All right, so yeah, guys, this is working. And, you know, initially this seems like quite a complex problem, but really we can do it, you know, just using one if statement. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, and hope to see you again in the next video.